50 series cards are here.
Like watching the gods return to Olympus.
But with news of shortages, tariffs, brand markups, and scalpers. What are the odds of getting one of these cards? And more importantly, if you are one of the few, the proud, the soon to be donating plasma, what's it gonna cost? Salutations, tech tinkerers, thermal paste taste testers, and thermal throttle tamers. You're watching Meta News, where we literally eat CPUs for breakfast. The Earth is big mad, and unfortunately for us, that might mean possible chip shortages coming from Taiwan. The big green boat hit a big red iceberg this week, and the drop in stock was staggering. Maybe Gaben Suffering could perform a deep seek to find NVIDIA's share. Solid Snake's brother is starting a rock band. Wait, what?
Liquid metal?
Ah, gotcha. And apparently it's pretty cool. All this and more right now on this week's Meta PCs News. Let's go. Anyone here remember GameStop midnight releases, Phil? You remember? Were you there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you wait 72 hours in line? PC gamers are already camping out. My goodness, look at this. Outside of Micro Center, looking to grab the 5080 and 5090. We have full-on tents. To say that people are excited about this release would be an understatement. We've been hearing that stock of NVIDIA's new Blackwell-based 5090 and 5080 graphics cards will be extremely tight. Man, you are telling me. We've even had problems getting our hands on this stuff here. To ensure a smooth and fair process, Micro Center is going to use a voucher system. So they're going to give these to customers in line on a first come, first served basis shortly before the store opens. And a voucher guarantees you the ability to purchase a GPU, but it does not guarantee a specific model or manufacturer. So that is where people are going to start fighting. I want the Asus card.
I want the Gigabyte Aorus card.
I want the Gigabyte Aorus card. While availability can't be guaranteed, we encourage customers to visit their local store early, or go to metapcs.com and configure a system with one of these cards. Just a thought. What did they say a 5090 would be, Phil?
$2,000.
$2,000. What about the 5080? What did NVIDIA say?
They said that was going to be $999.
$999. Everyone hears that price and they say, I should be able to go to the store and get this. You have board partners making their own cards. So let's take a look at what you can actually expect to spend for one of these cards from these board partners and manufacturers, okay? In fact, by the time this video is out, I'm sure you guys will know more than I do at this. Just kidding, I know everything. Hey guys, it's Future Zach. The release was, as you may have imagined, an absolute shit show. Look at this. This is a listing on eBay. Someone is selling a printout, a photo of a 5090 for this much. Just a picture of it on eBay. Can you believe this? You've got people scalping GPUs that have been signed by Jay's 2 cents. Who's doing that? It's been absolutely crazy, and the prices for scalpers just keep going up. $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. We're talking about a used Subaru here. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know it was a show. Now back to the show from the past when things were much simpler.
Remember the before?
I remember the before. And obviously we have the scalper card on here. Just so you guys know, you will pay $7,000. How kind of them. Listen, I know this card's exciting, and if you have the money, hey, you can spend it however you want. But I'm just saying, if you are someone who's like, I must have it on day one, maybe taper, wait a little bit. You got a 2080? It'll last for a couple more weeks. Give it a couple more months, wait. Let me know what prices you guys are seeing out there right now, because at the time of this video, these cards are already out. Let me know what you're seeing around the internet. I'm sure it's gonna make me wanna throw up. Guys, let's say you're worried about the pricing. You know, things going on with 50 series, scalpers, crazy tariffs. It can be scary, but it doesn't have to be at Meta PCs. Guys, go to metapcs.com. We've got these 50 series cards in stock for the most part. In fact, we're doing custom builds on the 50 series. So if you want to get a system completely customized, whatever you want to do with the 50 series cards, you can configure it on the site. We also have some ready to ship 50 series systems available today, ready to freaking go. Check it out. Look at all these backplates. And if you want to do artwork of your own, you can do that too at metapcs.com. Also, quick note, our mouse mats are now available on Amazon. Woo! Check it out. Go to amazon.com, look up the Meta PCs Hyper Beast mouse mats. You want to own a little piece of Meta. Speaking of pricing, AMD. Let's talk about our friends at AMD. So some pricing has leaked on these new 9070 cards, and AMD is shutting down some of these leaks. Very little is official about these cards, especially the price. There's been a lot of speculation online. People are talking about full specs and pricing. A lot of things have been leaking. AMD has been really on top of these leaks, especially the price, to slow people down to say, whoa, hold on. We haven't talked about pricing yet, hasn't been released. A Bulgarian retailer revealed that the RX 9070 XT could cost as much as $899 before AMD chose to delay it. However, AMD has hit back. They aren't going to comment on all the price rumors, but Frank confirms that an $899 starting price point was never part of the plan. Did he say how much they'll cost? No. Look at Frank. Beautiful guy. He's rocking the bald head. He looks good doing it too. It's clear to us that the high $899 price tag wouldn't be doing AMD any favors. So for comparison, the RTX 5070 series, which is expected to directly compete with the two new Radeon RX 9070 cards, and we've talked about this, the naming structure, right? So NVIDIA's cards for the 5070, the RTX 5070, $549. It's not even really about that. It's about, do they have the cards available? Because NVIDIA, we already know there's gonna be shortages on all these 50 series cards, at least up front, right? And if AMD has had months to stockpile these and they push back release and they've got them sitting in warehouses, if you launch at $499 and there's nothing else available in March, you're gonna sell a crap ton of cards. Time is ticking. Go, go, go. An earthquake may have affected 20,000 TSMC wafers. What does this mean? What is TSMC? iPhones, Apple uses them a lot. 6.4 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan did not cause significant damage to TSMC and its fabs, but required them to halt production and will probably mandate that it recalibrates its tools. So 20,000 wafers that were mid-processing could be affected by this earthquake. So it's kind of a twofer there. You had to stop production entirely and you have a bunch of stuff that you potentially can't use. And it could affect up to 20,000 wafers that were being processed at these fabs. Some of these may be completed, but most will likely be scrapped. Welcome to class. We're gonna talk about wafers today. This is a big wafer. There's smaller versions of these though, right? That compromise a lot of different tech that we use, like our graphics cards, our phones, all things tech. So when you have 20,000 of these bad boys getting screwed up, it disrupts production. Let's talk about tariffs. So we don't get too political here, but this does involve what we're talking about and what we talk about a lot on this show. Trump to impose 25% to 100% tariffs on Taiwan-made chips, which would also impact TSMC. Donald Trump announced plans Monday night to impose massive tariffs on Taiwan-made chips in an attempt to incentivize companies to relocate production to the United States. On one hand, this could reduce American companies' reliance on Taiwan in general, and TSMC in particular. On the other hand, building a semiconductor fab takes a little bit of time. 3 to 4 years. We're placing tariffs on foreign production of computer chips, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals to return production of these essential goods to the United States. Let me know how you think this is gonna affect things. You guys probably saw this has made big news. NVIDIA loses $589 billion in market cap. Broad stock plunge triggered by DeepSeek AI release. We call it ChatCCP over here. NVIDIA's stock price dropped to $118.50 a share at the end of trading yesterday, which is a 17% drop from its opening price of $142. So that is a huge dip in a single day. What was this caused by? It was fueled by the release of DeepSeek R1. It's an open source language learning model that could rival OpenAI's model in performance while being so optimized that it uses much less power to train. This Chinese AI company comes out and says, cool, you've got ChatGPT, OpenAI, beautiful. We built this.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
That's exactly what these guys came in and said, and it affected NVIDIA's stock price in a major way where people said, oh, maybe NVIDIA isn't the sole provider of AI. So aside from using fewer GPU hours to train, which is what they're claiming, this is the H800, which is apparently what they're using to train this on versus the H100s. So we said, let's keep these cards out of China. We'll do export restrictions. They said, fine. We'll use these old cards that we have and we'll develop on it. This means a Chinese company potentially introduced optimizations that could have reduced its reliance on advanced hardware to create an AI language that could rival Western AI. So they're saying, look, we'll do the same thing, we'll do it with cheaper hardware, and they put this out here and it really got people concerned. However, because of this realization, many investors are balking at the future cost of AI hardware, especially as companies continue to spend billions on AI-focused infrastructure. Aside of the cost from acquiring the chips, they also use up a lot of electricity. Who knows what's gonna happen? Did you guys lose money in NVIDIA stock? Let me know. Anyone here got NVIDIA stock? Gigabyte converts liquid metal for GeForce RTX 50, 90, 50, 80 Extreme Waterforce series. Now this is controversial and we're gonna get into it. If you are one of these tinkerers, overclockers, like to tear things apart like our friends at EVGA who used to be in the game love to do, this is now gonna maybe cause some waves for that segment. Gigabyte has confirmed that 3 of their upcoming GeForce RTX 50 series cards will ship with liquid metal instead of metal composite grease. So what does this mean? If you're using liquid metal, it makes it much, much harder for people to tear apart cards. You have to clean off the liquid metal. It's a whole process. Chris over here knows everything about this. The standard Waterforce model features a large 360mm radiator with an integrated pump, while the WB variants are designed to integrate with existing liquid cooling loops. So this means that the only AIO variant uses liquid metal. Presumably means that only the AIO model would use liquid metal. And then the water block variant would use composite, but it sounds like there may be some lists that are still being updated, so we don't know for sure. The company has taken precautions to prevent issues during the liquid metal application. It's fully automated, so they really put a lot of time into this. They want you to get the best performance out of it. However, if you tear it apart and you mess with this card, be warned, things could get hairy. Hey, it's great. Like, I don't want to knock liquid metal, and they make a lot of great points in here as well in terms of thermal conductivity and things like that. Definitely there are huge pluses to using it. Okay, and by the way, these Gigabyte cards, these water block cards, very cool. We'd like to test out the 50 series and put them head to head in this shop to see what those real world numbers look like, as well as test out DLSS 4 and see if it's even viable for gaming. So let us know what cards you'd like to see go head to head against the 50 series in the comments. That's gonna do it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. It's a big week. I wanna see what you guys are seeing in terms of scalpers, crazy pricing, 50 series madness. Let me know down in the comments. Are you planning on getting a card? Did you secure one? Let me know what you got. Also, you wanna remember this? Remember berries? What drink is this? If you know it, you've been to a LAN party.